I don't think our cards could have been better randomized.
Never give up.
Remember the game to begin.
They just got to remember the protector. He's going to have to give it more power.
All right. Well, who will be victorious and who's going to be scrap metal? Let's find out. Or who else? Or what else they'll be? Okay. Well, we'll begin with the first contestants, the Talon against the RMS Fearless. Some of us are probably not, when we come to these starships, we're probably not as educated as we'd like to be. And yes, there is a timer so that we can get out of here before 3 a.m.
I thought it was 2.
5 minutes for the I'm getting more realistic as we go. So, okay. Any preliminary thoughts? Just general discussion, and we'll go by the pun. We talked about the Talon already. Any particular weapons on the Talon that we should know about? Big guns, little guns. For rocks out the
Peacekeeper
window.
weaponry, so whatever Dave had in the TV series. So.
As a baby, it was a threat to a full command carrier, so
Okay.
a very serious threat. So the weapons are not inconsiderable at all.
It leveled a huge, heavily fortified building with only a couple of shots,
So it can level a building.
wow.
A sci-fi
Yeah.
building.
A
like-
heavily fortified,
Yeah.
essentially military installation.
I was just going to say, give me a hammer.
Yeah,
right?
but you have to remember who was commanding the Fearless.
Yes, yeah.
And I would have to say that Honor Harrington's like tactical know-how would trump Talon's weaponry and abilities, just because she would know what she's doing. She would know how to use, even if her ship was physically at a disadvantage, she would know how to mitigate that disadvantage.
Okay.
Whereas Talon sort of had this like impulsive, childlike personality and might not necessarily know how to go into a.
But Talon was under the control of a capable military command.
True. Okay. Yeah. True.
Grace was just a little nuts.
But smart.
Once you figure out your enemy's capabilities, anyway, you need to figure out where the enemy is at his weakest, get him there.
Harrington would probably be able to find the weakness.
But so would the experienced commander of the other ship. So then it boils down to which has the more powerful weapons, and which gets in the first good shot.
What's the size of the RMN Fearless? Because Talon is small, quick, but packs a big punch.
Okay. I thought it was about a quarter-mile long, and this is just, I haven't read the book myself, but I did some research ahead of time.
Are we allowed to do research while this is going on?
Yes, while it's going on, by all
Right.
means.
The hotel has Wi-Fi.
There you go. And I know the RMN Fearless, for armament, it has lasers that basically shoot a missile at somebody. It's got a nuke. The nuke detonates well before it comes even close to ship, but it generates a laser from the nuke.
X-ray laser.
An X-ray laser. And that is what causes the damage to the other ship. And it's also very well fortified. Head-on, apparently it's just heavily armor plated. I don't think there are any electromagnetic shields.
Are you talking about the Fearless?
Yeah, the Fearless. Yeah.
It's propulsion wedge when turned to the side.
Yeah, broadside.
Broadside, no weapons at all. No weapons of any kind can penetrate that because of the physics of how the ship propulsion works.
Okay.
A dead-on shot with the Fearless comes right down the neck, right down the throat.
Okay.
And those are deadly.
All right.
So
it wants to keep the broadside.
Yeah, if you can keep it to the broadside, and they do have shields that they basically rotate. They rotate the ship, fire through the shields, close the shields, and then rotate the ship so incoming shots hit the wedge.
Okay.
The propulsion system.
All right. So how does that wind up with the Talon? How maneuverable is the Talon then?
Very.
maneuverable.
Talon can fly circles around the Fearless.
Yeah.
That's certainly true.
So my wife is a big fan of the Honor Harrington series, and David Weber is our guest of honor next year, our author guest of honor. Not that any political considerations should come into your decisions. I'm just saying, but yeah, we're getting close to time. We're getting
If you can outmaneuver your enemy, and get into a position where his weapons cannot hit you, he be screwed, no matter how big and how powerful he is.
The Talon is the more maneuverable, then it seems like.
Yeah.
Does it have the weapons that could penetrate the armor of the Fearless?
If he's small and fast, and you can find a weak spot, probably.
Is he throwing rocks, or what is he? What does the
Well,
Talon
it
have?
doesn't matter. Whatever. I don't know what the Talon has. It's
It's a high-powered energy weapon.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So basically, I mean, any target is all doesn't matter. Is going to have some place that is weak. You could. I don't care whether you're talking historically, where you have a King Tiger tank, or in science fiction.
So we need a vote?
We have to vote unless anyone has really pressing discussion. Anyone else on the panel? Travis still trying to get.
Go ahead, I will say.
I think we kind of know, even without the official specs, that Wikipedia might have for us or something like that. I think we got a take on it. Oh, okay. Well, we'll take a vote. Mr. Tomasello.
I have to go with the Fearless.
Mr. Fearless. Okay. Mr. Shipman. Got one vote for the Fearless.
I go with the Fearless also.
Okay.
I will also go with Fearless.
Fearless.
I'm abstaining.
Abstain. You can abstain. Ooh.
I didn't know that was an option.
I mean, honestly, I don't know jack about either one of the two of them. That's why I can only speak in terms.
You're talking like you're going to vote for the Talon just because it was the more maneuverable ship.
Maneuverability has its edge, but I mean, it's like I was about to say regarding the Tiger tank. I had a great uncle who commanded a Sherman during World War II, and usually, I mean, a Tiger could be taken down by 8 to 10 Shermans, primarily because at least 3 would be knocked out. But if you could get, a Sherman directly behind a Tiger before you could rotate that turret, you could blast him with a high velocity 76 through the rear deck and blow his engine and fuel out.
Tiger, Sherman.
Exactly.
Your vote is for Tiger.
In most conditions, probably.
Okay.
But eventually, the big guy is going to go down.
Here are the rules. I'm going to add, this is probably only applicable next year. No abstaining. So your vote for the Talon is officially recorded.
All right, fair enough.
Under protest, perhaps, but there it is. Mr. Engel.
I don't know anything about either of them, but just from what I've heard, I had to vote for the Talon as well.
Okay.
So that's 3 for the Fearless and 2
All
for
right.
the Talon.
Yes. Okay. Audience vote. Who is in favor of the Talon? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay.
That's the majority.
Yeah, that's okay. So we have 3 votes for the Talon and 3 for the Fearless,
First combat, you have to vote.
and I get to vote. So I liked what they said about the maneuverability, and I don't know if the Fearless. I'm not too afraid of X-rays. If I've got electromagnetic shields, and I think the Talon does, I think it's probably going to be okay. I could be wrong there, so I'm going to vote for the Talon. I guess. So the Talon. I'm just not kissing up to the audience either. I think the Talon. I can tell if it's maneuverable enough, it'll take that shot down the pipe, and the Fearless will go up, and Honor Harrington will get out in the snake pod like she always does.
I think you're confusing. I think you're confusing franchises.
Yeah, I think
There would be a
so.
lot of confusion.
Okay, Talon advances.